The lights are off and away they go.
Extremely loose. He's managed to hold on and they get.
He missed the complete. That is crazy stuff.
Side Freitas is on the grass on the infield floor. He slides through. He tags Richard Eck.
The boundaries which divide life from death are at best shadowy and vague. Who shall say where the one ends and where the other begins? Happy Halloween, and welcome to the greatest night of the week, Saturday night short track racing in America, with the Bootleg Racing League and the Outlaw SK Modified Series, Round 5 from Five Flag Speedway in Pensacola, Florida, tonight on the Global Sim Racing Channel and iRacing Live. Welcome on in, everyone, and again, welcome to Five Flag Speedway here in Pensacola, Florida. I'm here with my partner, James Skrahula, up in the booth with me tonight. Joe Peak in the truck, twisting and tweaking the dials for us. Our wonderful camera sets brought to us by the great Dougie Beard. And here we are, James, 75 laps here tonight. Tell us a little bit about Five Flag, sir.
Oh, good evening, everyone, and happy Halloween as well. Put the kids to bed, sneak in there, steal some of their candy, and come sit down and enjoy some good old Saturday night short track racing. But we are at the Five Flag Speedway tonight. This is a fast little half-mile track, and again, we will be doing 75 laps here in the Bootleg Racing League's Outlaw Modified Series here tonight. We are going to be racing underneath the lights tonight and for the rest of the season, Sean, so look for these cars to finally have a little bit more grip around here. But Five Flags, it's definitely a favorite to a lot of these short trackers, and for good reason. Absolutely fantastic racing here, and I think that we're in for a good show tonight.
Well, I think where we saw last week, it was an adventure in momentum at Oxford Plains. Tonight, it's an adventure in speed and wheel-to-wheel racing. They will be up on the wheel tonight, every single driver, as these drivers will go upwards of 120, 130 miles an hour down the straightaways. Man, it is going to be hot tonight. Everything is at stake. We're into the second half of the season. Ryan Edwards-Kiss has come from out of nowhere and is our championship leader right now. Let's talk a little bit about that. The championship right now. Ryan Edwards-Kiss is your championship leader right now. Donnie Moore falls to second. Had a bad little run of bad luck last week, and he is in second now. Matt Hoos down to third. Philip Temples, with that win last week, he gets himself up to fourth. In the picture, Christopher Hensley right now taking a little bit of a tumble, but he's still hanging on to fifth right now. So the championship here halfway through the season unfolding. There is a lot at stake, James. Tell us a little bit about the series, though, as some of our viewers here on iRacing probably new to the series. Tell us how things work around here.
Well, Sean, they have a lot of interesting things that really bring the allure of short track racing here to iRacing. So a couple of those things is tonight's race will be based off of the results from last week. We're going to invert the top 8 from last week. The remainder will be set up by last week's finish, and then if you did not run the previous week, you'll be set up by iRating after that. We are running fixed setup out here tonight, so it's all on the driver. It is all about what you're able to do behind that wheel, and we have a 50% fuel cell out here as well. Double file restarts, flap carbs at the back. They will have a wave fly out here. Now that is something that's set up by the admin, so that is at their discretion and not through iRacing's. And another really fun one that I'm personally a big fan of is no tire changes allowed. You have to run all 75 laps on the same set of tires, and it's a big penalty if you come in and change tires during this event. But they do have one fast repair available to these guys as well. So it's something that is really cool, the way that these guys have these races set up, and it really does feel like you're at your local short track out here.
Yeah, and the local short track last week was Oxford Plains Speedway, and Philip Temples, as I talked about a little while ago, he was your winner. Ryan Edwards-Kiss with that second place finish he got last week. He bolted himself up to the lead in the championship. And, right now, Ronald Henry, one of those guys we always see at the top of the timesheets, no stranger again tonight in practice. Ronald Henry now with a 15.892 and a half-mile track. That's pretty quick, folks. Think about that in your head there for a second. But these guys have already turned some laps tonight, and Philip Temple's a big winner in the Crooked Still Late Model series. They ran just before this race in the late models. Philip Temples was the winner over there, and Michael Holloway came home second. No, Brian Neff with a little luck there tonight. He finishes on the podium in third. And then just before that, the Whiskey Run Truck Series started off the night. Tim Knott got a big win over there. Ronald Henry, who is at the top of the practice sheet right now here in the modified session, he comes home second. And Holloway finds himself on his first podium of the night. He took 2 podiums tonight. So Holloway, hot shoe. We'll have to look out for him tonight. Looking down the board here, it doesn't look like he might have been able to make this race, though. I don't see him registered right now. So maybe that luck doesn't continue for him here in the modified series tonight. But we do have a hot one on board here for you tonight. These guys are getting ready here. Just a few minutes left in practice, and lots going on here in the SK Modified Series. And James, no penalties being served tonight, so everybody is in. It's hammered down and continue to fight for the championship with now just a few races left here. We're right. This is round 5. Like I said, this is the halfway point. Things are getting hot. Who do you like in this championship hunt right now? Who do you think's really hot in this series?
Well, definitely the person that is been hot the last few weeks has definitely been Ryan Edwards-Kiss, the youngster coming on the scene here this season, and he has been making the splash. Has won 2 of the last 3 races and a second last week as well. It's definitely going to be hard to really bet against him. And as we see that he is not doing too hot in practice tonight, so we will see how he winds up doing. He will be, again, with the inversion, he will be starting towards the back. He'll be starting in 7th place tonight. So he's made his way up to the front the last few weeks, and the kid definitely knows how to keep his car clean and save those tires and go back up there when it counts.
We're seeing in this practice session right now, as I'm looking at the side-by-side racing, it's really been the challenge because it carries so much speed, and the car really just wants to push up the track, and it's really hard to keep it down there in turns. You're going to have to make a sacrifice at some point, or you're just going to wreck. It's as plain and simple as that. With only one fast repair, it could be a very long night. 75 laps around here could be an eternity with a wrecked car, and when we've seen these cars get bent up pretty bad, sometimes they just don't even bother coming back out on the track. So with 18 right now registered for this event tonight, this is going to get busy, and it's going to get busy quick with the speeds that they're running right now.
Right, and we do have 14 points on the line to your winner here tonight. Let's go run through how the championship standings are set up. 14 points to the winner. Second place will receive 13 points, 12 to third. 11 points to 4th, 10 points to 5th, 6 points will receive 9 points on down, 8 points to 7th, 7 points to 8th, then 9th through 11th will have 6 points, 12th through 14th will receive 5 points, 15th through 17th will be 4 points, and we will keep going down all the way to 30th with those points after that. So it's one of those where it will progressively get a little bit better as you go up. You don't want to be finishing in the back, and those bad finishes with these short seasons, it can definitely make a hurt to your championship.
Yeah, and again, this being the halfway point of the season, the championship is everything right now. There's really there's time to get it done for guys like Brian Neff and our defending champion Brian Neff and Brad Speidel. Neff with a little bit better result last week. He manages to climb up in the points, tied right now for 6th place, and I believe he was in 10th last week. So good on him. But those guys are logjam at 28. We got 4 drivers tied at 28 points, and just in front of them in 5th is just 3 points ahead in 31 with Christopher Hensley. And then Phillips Temple's there, we talked about, they were 36 points. So as you can see, there's plenty of time to get it done. A lot of fast drivers out here. They've got time. Ryan Nuss is in this field tonight. He could make a big jump. Ronald Henry, again, he's at the top of the sheet right now. He could make a big jump. So this could be a great race to take advantage of that. You know, this is kind of like this is their super speedway race, if you will. This half-mile configuration with the speeds they turn here. Not a lot of brake being used, a lot of throttle, and we're gonna have fun watching that tonight. Expect a lot of green flag laps, and you know, I'm sitting here thinking about who my favorite is right now tonight. James, you got your finger on the pulse of what's going on tonight. You like somebody here tonight?
Yeah, I'm still going to have to go with Ryan Edwards-Kiss. He's been doing well, but I know someone else that might be a sleeper that these guys are looking at, and sadly, I don't think that that's a kid in a costume. I think that that's a monkey on Brian Neff's back this season, and you know, we have seen him. He is fast. He's been up there, and he finds himself in trouble at some point during these races. And you know, last season's champion is definitely not been having the season that he has been hoping for. Not for lack of speed. He has definitely been fast, but just a bunch of bad luck, and that's really cost him so far this season.
You know, I got a feeling about old Vern Bradley tonight. I hope I'm not putting a commentator's curse on him here this evening, but I think it was Vern that told me he liked this track he rather liked it a lot. So I don't know, maybe the number 14 has a little something up his sleeve this evening and can find that car to the front. We'll see here. These guys are just about to wrap up practice, and we're going to get ready to grid this race with 18 cars like I talked about before. Usually the field here, we see about 14 to 16 cars. Add those 4 to 5 extra cars, and I'm telling you, it's going to make a big difference when they get down into one double file to start this race. It will stack up quick, and there will be cars everywhere. It's really going to be up to the leader to get a good jump and get away from everybody if he wants to stay at the front. As we sometimes see in these modified races, if you know how to get that jump on the start here, you can really make up a lot of ground and put yourself in a position to go wire to wire, as we've seen a couple times this season. I saw it just last week. Could see it again here tonight. If you have a knack for those restarts, you can be a winner in this series, just based on how those caution flags fall sometimes, James.
That's right, and we've seen a little bit of mix of both this season, but I'd say that the majority of the time these guys, we haven't gone caution-free yet this season. We do see a lot of really green flag runs, and so that has been really key to the guys that are able to, one, manage those tires during that green flag run, and then also how they're able to work them their way up through the field as well to get into a good position. So if you do have that short run towards the end, which we've seen so many times this year, that will be definitely very important to, one, still keep up the speed, but two, you have to make those tires last.
Yes, sir. And 75 laps here tonight will be a challenge to keep those tires fresh to the end. You will have to play a little strategy. You're going to have to run a couple different lines to treat him nice and not make him angry. But let's not make anybody angry right now. Let's talk about the grid and let everybody know where this race is going to start, and then we'll call it out to you here real quick and get you to the end. Joe Marks, he starts on point tonight, the number 3. Just outside of him on the first row, Brian Neff starting from the front tonight. Matt Mead, the number 24, he'll start 3rd. Matt Shinosky in the number 35 will start 4th tonight on the outside of the 2nd row. Donnie Moore on the inside of the 3rd row, number 26. And on the outside of the third row, Ryan Edwards-Kiss, your championship leader, James.
That's right, and last week's winner will be starting right behind him in 7th place. Ronald Henry has shown a lot of speed here, fastest in practice. He'll be rolling off 8th tonight. Ralph Connor Jr. in the 58 will be starting tonight in 9th place, and Tim Knott will be starting in 10th place tonight. John Holcomb will be in 11th, and then Lowell Jewell will be starting in 12th tonight. John, bring us home.
And Ernie Brown in the Frankenstein Racing, certainly appropriate tonight. The Frankenstein on the back of that car, number 8, he'll go 13th tonight. Brad Speidel 14th. Vern Bradley got a lot of work to do. I put it on him, number 14. He'll start 15th. Ryan Nuss, Tron will go off there 16th tonight to number 13. Lucas Stinziano is back tonight to number 57. He'll go 17th. Chris Wolfson in the number 71. Easy for me to say. He'll be 18th and round out the field tonight, James. Here we go. We're getting ready, buddy. They are side by side, settling in for a nice Saturday night of short track racing here on iRacing Live and the Global Sim Racing Channel, the Bootleg Racing League Outlaw SK Modified Series. Guys, we're getting ready to go. That Ford Mustang pace car is off. Joe Marks brings him down. Here we go. The green flag's out. Joe Marks slow to the pedal. Brian Neff on the outside. Marks doing a good job of holding on. Meade just behind him, keeping it down there on the inside. Neff stuck up on the outside. Can't get that car tucked in yet. Looking for a spot. There he goes. Meade leaves the door open. Neff able to get in behind Marks. Marks down into the turn, keeping a nice tight line there on the inside. Neff just can't get to him yet, James.
That's right, and we're seeing some work done on that outside. Right now I'm on with, Ryan Edwards-Kiss, and right in front of him is Matt Chinosky, and they are trying to make that outside work.
Marks left the door open. He left the door open. Neff's got him. Neff's under Marks, and now Neff is your leader, Meade. Oh, man, Marks left that door open. It's wide open. He's stuck up top. Can't go anywhere. Donnie Moore almost gets into him there. Almost contact right there. Philip Temple's right behind. Ronald Henry gets under. Marks going all the way to the back right now there, James.
That's right. And even more impressive with Ryan Edwards-Kiss making that outside work is apparently he is racing from a hotel tonight. So he is, I don't know where in the country he is right now, but that's not always easy to go get set up and not be running your normal setting. But even then, still very impressive the way that he is making that outside work right now. One of the only people that is running up there.
Well, here goes Neffy. He is plowing through it now, man. He is out front and loving it, wanting to be up here all season. Again, we've talked about the bad luck he's had so far. Your defending series champion, he is on it now. Matt Meade working hard in that DuPont machine, the number 24. Meade not letting him get away. Neff, though, really enjoying that clean air right now. He is running. Philip Temple's there running at third, having a nice run so far here.
Oh, John Holcomb into the wall. He's going to keep it straight, though, but yeah, he got a good piece of that wall up on 2 wheels.
Holcomb's still on the pedal. That's good. We're looking at him on the screen there. He's managed to gather it up and keep running. Up front, Neff still your leader. Trying to get
had
to
it with a slip there. We have a little bit. Yep, he's around, but I don't know if we have a yellow yet.
Wow, yeah, Nuss around there. We'll go to the replay and take a look at it here real quick. Got really down tight there. See him head into the turn here. Yep, just got a little bit of that wall, it looks like. Shot him up to the outside there. Gets around, might have made a little bit of contact.
Nuss is around again. He's going to finish it off. He's going to try and limp that car around. He's going to have to use that faster pair, Sean.
Well, there you go. So that little bit of contact there with the wall obviously got that car upset. And Tron brings out our first caution flag tonight, just 12 laps in. Great start to this race, though. Neff able to get that car to the front. And he is your leader, 12 laps tonight. Brian Neff taking control right now. Matt Meade hanging on hanging on to second. Philip Temple's having a great run up to third right now, James.
That's right, and this is a great run by these guys too. They really weren't really playing that nicely. We just did not really have a yellow. These guys, they were trying to get everything that they could out there tonight, and we saw some good side-by-side racing all throughout the pack. And I'm surprised that it really took us till around lap 11 to get our first yellow tonight, as aggressive as those guys are racing out there.
Yeah, well, we were looking at the replay just a moment ago. It was Ralph Connor that made that little bit of contact there with Ryan Nuss, and Connor is still out on track. I don't believe he went down for a pit stop. So, looking at his car right now, don't really see any damage on it. So, I think maybe that contact was pretty insignificant for him, but obviously not very good for Ryan Nuss. And he's back on track. He got that fast repair, but he does find himself a lap down. He'll get that wave around on this next caution flag whenever we may get it. Now, you know, he may have to earn it back if we don't get another caution flag and we go green all the way. That could be trouble for Ryan Nuss, but maybe he'll get a little luck with him here tonight on Halloween, and hope he does, because Ryan, always fast and always a contender out here. Would love to see him back up front at some point tonight.
Yeah, and man, that was a rough first run for Joe Marks there. He got sent to the back pretty quickly. I think he got shuffled up on the outside, and he was just freight trained. But still very early on, and I think that he still has plenty of time to recover. He definitely does have a fast car out there tonight. He was definitely very fast in practice, so I think that he'll be able to work his way up here. I just think that was just a very rough first run for him.
Yeah, and sometimes it's trouble to get settled. You know, I'm going to say it's hard to get settled in sometimes. You know, it just, no matter how many times you run, if you run both of those races before, sometimes those first few laps, it's hard to get settled in anywhere. We get back side by side here, and we get ready to reset the field. Brian Neff will control the restart of this race. We talk about getting away. Brian Neff's one of the best at it, and we're going to see here exactly how he restarts this race. Philip Temple's going to be the man right behind him, and Philip, it's a guessing game. You got to wonder, exactly when you're going to get off. That Ford Mustang pace car is off. Brian Neff on the pedal already, out of 4. He just shoots down the front straightaway into 1. Up through the middle of the groove, down inside.
Big accident behind. That looks like Ralph Connor Jr. on his hood.
Oh, man. Ralph Connor Jr. definitely on his lid involved there. Going to the replay now. Focus on the back part of the pack here. Leaders got away clean. You see him coming out of turn 4 here.
That was a hard hit.
Heading into 1 there. Ernie Brown comes down right there, and it looks like he got a piece of Ralph Connor there of his right front, and that sent him spinning up on his lid, and everybody behind gets into that. Old Jewel was one of those victims. Tough break in the early stages of this race for those guys.
Yeah, that's just 2 cars trying to go for the same real estate. And
yeah, we're riding on board with Ralph Connor Jr. here on the replay, James.
Yeah, this will give us a good indication of exactly what he saw. Just no time to react. That car in front of him just was not expecting him to be in the same real estate that he was, and there we saw the contact there, and then the mayhem behind.
Yeah, and we followed that car all the way onto its lid, and Ralph's sitting down there in the pit lane right now. Definitely going to need repair on that machine. He might be done for the night. I'm not sure if he came down on that last pit stop and took a fresh race car. I didn't see whether or not he did come down, but he is still sitting there, which leads me to believe he may be damaged and not able to return right now. Tough break for him as he's fallen 2 laps behind right now on the scoring sheet.
Yeah, and you hope with these fast repairs, you could get out there without losing too much time if you don't have to take a tow. If you have to take a tow, then you'll definitely go some laps down. Even on these short tracks, you might not be taking as long of a tow, but you will definitely, it doesn't take them long to get around under the caution either. So that typically is going to be a couple of laps down every time we have to take a tow. But we do see Ryan Nuss getting waved around the pace car here. He will be rejoining everyone back on the lead lap.
And that is the first of those wave rounds that we talked about. Ryan Nuss hanging tough there in just those short couple of laps, just enough to get that opportunity to get back in the lead lap with these guys. That'll make 15 cars still on the lead lap right now. Ryan Edwards-Kiss finds himself a lap down right now. He'll be the next to earn a lucky dog. Lowell Jewell right there with him in 17th place. Ralph Connor still sitting in the pits right now. But we get ready to restart this race right now here. James, Brian Neff on point. Philip Temple's on the outside. Matt Mead. Donnie Moore up there on the outside of the second row. Here we go, the Ford Mustang pace car getting ready to pull in. It does. Here comes Brian Neff. He's on it again. Quick to the pedal. Across the start-finish line. Into one. Your leader, Brian Neff. Philip Temple's grabbing on. He's coming. Matt Mead just behind. They're starting to open it up just a little bit. Brian Neff wasting no time on the attack. Ronald Henry in that mix got himself up to fourth.
And we are clean through the rest of the field. No real big battles, but everyone is minding their P's and Q's after that last caution.
Philip Temples is battling. He's working on Neff. Neff leaving the door open just a little bit. Neff is around. Neff is around at the start-finish line. A little bit of help from Temples. And he catches Lowell Jewell. Oh, Brian Nuss, Lowell Jewell.
Ryan Edwards-Kiss is involved.
Oh, man.
John Holcomb was involved. I saw him around. Man, that was... that
we
was...
We got the replay up. That was a mess. Watching the replay here. Looking in from the blimp there, the view, you see it. Phil Temples gets just a little bit of Brian Neff. Enough to turn him around. Neff's sitting there in the middle of the track, nowhere to go.
And then, he tries to pull down to try and get more out of the way, and there comes Lowell Jewell down low to try and avoid him, and that's when we saw it get really bad there, and we get those multiple cars involved there.
Neff still out there crab walking it around, trying to get himself to the pits, trying to avoid taking that tow. That car is in bad shape. Man, the bad luck just continues for Brian Neff. On board with him here on the replay. Oh, and you see him drift down. It was Ryan Edwards-Kiss that he hit to the inside there. It was Lowell Jewell that got into him from behind as he got back up the track. Man, what a mess. Woo! Well, there you go. Short track racing in America, folks. Doesn't get any better than that. You want excitement, that's it.
Yeah, and that's also been the story of this season here for Brian Neff as well. It just been running good, and again, more bad luck involved, and we're going to see him still early on in the race, though. These races do seem to fly by, but we still have some time for him to try and get back around and hopefully salvage a good finish out of it tonight. I don't think that we're quite done talking about Brian Neff just yet.
Maybe not. Now, I want people to know, and this is the truth, these guys are all friends. They are. They race a lot during the week. They have a couple of series before. They run on Tuesday night. They have a late model series. They run in other leagues and other series together. They're out here to have fun. I'm sure there are no bad feelings at all between Neff and Phil, and they'll have a big laugh about it at the end of the night. Maybe not. I don't know. No, I do know. They'll have a laugh about it, James, and everything will be fine. You know, I am a little surprised that Brian is still on the track right now, though. Is he having trouble getting down to his pit? James, what's going on?
I'm not really able to explain that one, to be quite honest. Hopefully he's able to come down and get that car repaired here before too long. But someone that probably won't be laughing about it afterwards is Ryan Edwards-Kiss. He has left the server after that last incident. He will not be. I guess I put this is my first commentator's curse that I put on someone, Sean. I guess appropriate on Halloween to curse somebody. But yeah, Ryan Edwards-Kiss will not be finishing in a good position tonight.
No, he won't. And, okay, Brian Neff finally found his way to the pit lane. He's pulling into his box right now. That car's going to get a quick repair and get right back out. There he goes. No tires. Everything's fine. He'll line up at the back of the pack. And like you said, I don't think it's the last we've heard of Brian Neff. He's got a chip on his shoulder now. So, folks, watch out he will come back and bite everybody. But Philip Temples leads this race. He's off and down into turn 1, down low. There he goes. He's got Matt Mead fighting with him there. Matt slips in behind. Philip Temples off to a really nice start. Watch out for Ronald Henry. Oh! Donnie Moore there, almost close. He almost got a piece there. Ronald Henry. Nice battle going on back there for 4th, James.
That's right, and right now this outside line, it's not quite where the bottom line is yet, but we are seeing those guys. It's not as much of a disadvantage as we were probably expecting earlier on in the night. So maybe by the end of this race, we could see someone make that outside line work.
Matt Mead trying to give it a run there, but just can't quite do it yet. Philip Temples having a really nice run there, getting off from the low part of the track there. He's really getting a nice run off of those turns. Just enough separation between him and Mead that Mead's not able to get a great run on him. Mead getting a little bit better of a run right there. You see him going up top. He's liking it up there. Doesn't want to let the door open, though, for Ronald Henry, because Henry is coming, baby. He was on the top of the timesheet in practice. He knows the fast way around. He's on the offensive now. He's got to worry about Donnie Moore, though, right there in his mirror. Donnie, no stranger to the front, will do everything he can to get around Ronald Henry. Matt Mead into
bit
the
of a
back
bumper.
Yeah, the chrome horn is out, baby.
Yeah, and through the rest of your field, we are single file right now. No real excitement going on too far in the field, except for this lead right now. And man, we see Matt Mead. He wants by Philip Temples.
Certainly does, and he's really working on it right now. Oh, and the yellow flag is out. We've got trouble in the back. Got a car in the wall back there, a couple of cars in the wall. Looks like the 71. That was Chris Wolfson up in the wall. I saw him there, the number 71. The 69 of John Holcomb. There they are, side by side on the replay. What happens here? We're taking a look at it now. Holcomb up in front. Oh, and it was another car sitting there.
I can't tell. I see that Brian Neff did get spin around, gets a little bit of that inside wall. Here, let me see if I can get a look at my replay here.
I saw that on the replay. I saw that car sitting there, but I couldn't see exactly who it was that came up on it so quick.
Is that the 41 of Tim Knott? It was a black and orange. Yes, it was the 41 of Tim Knott.
Yep.
Yeah, and we saw
the crank. Yeah, contact there with Ernie Brown. And that sends Tim Knott around on his lid eventually. That's two cars on the lid tonight.
Yeah, two very appropriate cars to be in that incident there. We have the Frankenstein machine, and then we also have another Halloween paint scheme on there for Tim Knott tonight. It seems like, Sean, I can't tell. Is it a full moon tonight?
Not quite, but we'll say it is. This race has the makings of a full moon right now. Definitely, for sure. A couple of pretty wicked little displays there and a couple of these caution flags tonight. We find ourselves 41 laps deep in this race. We're past the halfway point. It's go time. Philip Temple's looking right now to get his second win of the night, maybe. And, really doing it from the right spot here up at the front. Matt Mead having quite a run right now. Couple of cars coming through the field. Lucas Stinziano right now finds himself in 7th place. He started 17th tonight, folks. Stinziano having a great run, staying out of trouble. Ernest Brown, well, we've seen him a couple of times tonight. He's still doing pretty well. He's in 6th. He started 13th, but Stinziano, the man right now, really, again, having to work all the way up from 17th with the trouble that we've had tonight. It's amazing that he's missed that trouble and been able to get up to 7th. Really good job by him. Joe Marks, our pole sitter, finds himself back in 10th right now. Lots of work to do if he wants to get back up and see the front of this field again tonight.
Yeah, and Brian Neff does get the wave around on that last yellow, so he should be back up there. I believe that he's back on the lead lap now, or at least only one lap down currently.
Yeah, that'll still give Neff a fighting chance here. As we go side by side, we get ready to restart this race. Matt Mead will do it from the top side. Philip Temples will restart on point here. That Ford Mustang pace car is off. Philip Temples kind of holding up. Now he's off. Here he goes. Got a nice jump. Ronald Henry not there with him. Temples gets away. Henry doing a good job down below. Matt Mead having trouble up top. Really can't find the run he needs yet. Temple's going to get away.
Oh, there we have a car around. Looks like Donnie Moore's in the wall.
Donnie Moore in the wall, and the yellow flag is back out. Philip Temples, Ronald Henry now up to second. Matt Mead falling back to fourth there on the restart. Matt Shinoski finds himself up to third. We go to the replay. On board with Donnie Moore. Matt Mead just there in front of him.
And it looks like contact with that Frankenstein machine is what sent Donnie Moore into the outside as we look on the replay here.
There you go. Yeah, and he backs it right. Man, that's a hard shot. Go on board with Ernie Brown. Yeah, there we are on board with Ernie Brown right there. He's digging. So close to that white line. Coming down the back stretch right there. Ooh, a little bit of contact there with Donnie Moore. Sends him around. And that was a hard shot. He backed it right up into the wall. That car is going to be a little bit shorter.
Yeah, and sadly, I don't think that that's going to be helping him turn a little bit better out here tonight. Definitely not the shorter wheel pace that you want to be having.
Well, okay. So we're going to restart this race with probably about 25 laps to go. And as we've generally seen here in this series, okay, we've seen guys go wire to wire, but we've seen a few, Ryan Edwards-Kiss to be one of them, who've not led the most laps, but have led the most important laps. There's a couple guys back here lurking right now. We talked about the run Stinziano's had. Brad Spidle's still back there. Vern Bradley, my pick, he's lurking back there, okay? He's managed to stay out of trouble. We haven't talked about him much. If we haven't talked about it yet, that means that you might be looking pretty good right now. So take it easy. Still a chance to get this done. We see Brian Neff getting another wave around. He's going to get back on the lead lap. We talk about people back there lurking. Can't forget about Neff. There's still time to get it done, but there's not much time, James.
You're right, and with the high amount of cautions that we've had this race is still flying by. That's just how fast this track is. They are knocking off these laps in a hurry, and it's not. We don't have much time left here. Again, we look like we are doubling up here, so we should be getting the restart with 26 laps to go, and that's not a whole lot of time. And with these quick laps here, we're going to be done before you know it, so don't blink, folks. It is definitely about to get busy out here, and this race will be over before you know it.
Well, Ronald Henry sits up there on the outside. He finds himself on the front row for the first time tonight. Matt Mead shuffled back there to fourth place. Matt Shinoski finds himself there on the inside. Here we go, Philip Temples on the loud pedal. There he goes, across the start-finish line. He is your leader, Philip Temples. Ronald Henry stuck up top. Shinoski trying to make it work down there. Henry getting quite a run up there. Whoa! Man, Temples drifts up the track just a little bit. Henry almost gets a piece of him. Henry just digging right now, James.
Yeah, and I think that has been, as it looks like the 57 is going to get a little bit out of line, make a little bit of contact there with the 14. Everyone keeps it straight, though. Oh, yeah. Brian Neff gets back. 57
Stiziano's
is around.
He's around. Stiziano. On his side, on his lid. And a yellow flag is out again. Man, Stiziano went for a wild ride. We're going to the replay now. Stiziano in that yellow car. We're on board with him there. Matt Mead just up in front of him there. Looking out the front window. There's
Racing
the 14.
Racing hard down below. It looks like makes a little bit of contact, has to check up for Donnie Moore, and then Brian Neff is right there to collect him, and another car up on its side. We've seen a lot of cars getting wheels off the ground tonight, Sean.
Yeah, not the right side of the car you want to be on for sure. That's not the way to go fast here at Five Flags. Man, we get under the lights and the excitement comes out. This has been just a real firecracker tonight here as we debut some night racing. That was another wild one. That's 3 of them tonight. We're just seeing things just get really out of hand. Lots of excitement going on, but hey, tell you what, Philip Temples right now, he's the man. He is sitting pretty right now, up there on point and your leader, and not showing any signs of wanting to give it up. But I'll tell you what, that short run we had right there, Ronald Henry was really trying to take a chunk out of that lead and almost got Temples around there at one point. Shinosky sitting pretty, having a nice view of all that. And Ernie Brown now makes his way up to 4th. He managed to get around Speidel before that caution flag came out.
Yeah, and I think that Ronald Henry showed a little bit of muscle there on that last run, so I think that if he could get a good run together and give some time to work on Philip Temples, I think that Philip Temples is definitely going to have his work cut out for him, because Ronald Henry is showing that he can almost make that outside work, and you can tell that he's digging down the bottom, and I don't think that Ronald Henry is one that has any problem moving you up out of the way.
No, don't think that's the case at all. So Ronald Henry here representing the great country of Canada this evening, and would love to put Canada on the podium tonight, certainly the top of the podium, and have bragging rights for at least 1 week. Again, he was your leader in the practice session tonight, so we know he can get to the front. Question is, can he get around Philip Temples? Can he move him out of the way? Will Philip Temples leave the door open at some point? Will he sneak down there and just take it away from him? Can't give up on Matt Shinosky. He's having quite a run tonight. Ernie Brown, seen a little bit of trouble on the track tonight, but there he sits in 4th place. Just out to scare everybody tonight in that Frankenstein machine. But here we go. They're lining up again. We get ready to redo this again. Lap 57 in the books. About to click off lap 58. Ford Mustang pace car leads him in. Here we go. Philip Temples is your leader. Ronald Henry on the outside. Looking to do some damage here. Philip Temples taking him in slow. Real slow. And now he's on it. Green flag's out. There you go. Philip Temples still your leader. Heading into 1.
Ernie Brown is around.
Oh,
a lot of cars.
Man, another big one heading into 1. They don't even make it out of 1, James.
Man, something about Halloween. This has been an evil night for some of these guys out here. A lot of accidents, a lot more than what we're used to seeing out here in the Bootleg Racing League. Normally these guys have a lot of really great runs, but man, a lot of really big wrecks out here tonight.
I'm going to wonder and ask our director if it was the Edgar Allan Poe. I'm starting to feel kind of bad about that now. But, no, I digress. Anyway, that was, yeah, man, another crazy one there on the restart. I mean, we didn't even really get restarted down into 1. It just all breaks loose there. We're looking on the replay there, and that was a mess. Matt Mead, a car that was having a great run and then fell back a few positions. He's on his lid rolling down the track there, you saw. Matt Mead, a driver, got off to a great start in this race, finds just nothing but trouble now. He's a lot down. Had to go in and get that fast repair. Only going to be 9 cars on the lead lap when we restart this race. Got to tell you, James, this has been a spooky one for sure, man.
Yeah, and our director is saying that you should have gone with Stephen King instead there, Sean. So.
Yeah, right?
But I tell you, someone that has been loving all these yellows has been Philip Temples. He is able to control this race right now and has been doing good on these restarts and not giving anyone a chance to come up there and really challenge him for the lead, other than that one run where Ronald Henry was up there challenging him. So I know that that's probably the only person that's enjoying these yellows right now, but hopefully we're able to come out here and get a good green flag run to the finish. I really do think that Ronald Henry has some muscle that we could that he could show that 19 car tonight.
Well, on that last restart there, Temples really settled the field down there. They were at a crawl when they came out of 4 there, and then all of a sudden he just jumped on him and he nailed it and got away really clean again. It was a little bit different than he'd restarted the last couple of times. The last couple of times he got kind of a roll at it, but that time, like I said, he really settled the field down a lot. Look for him to probably do that again, as that seemed to really yield some pretty good results for him right there. Matt Shinosky going to have to be the car to deal with that, as he'll be right behind him there on the restart. Ronald Henry going to have to start up top again. Tough place to restart right here with so much speed down low. You got to be able to find a place to get that car back in line if you have any chance of getting to Philip Temples. Now, right now we see a couple lap cars and Ryan Nuss just in front of these guys. Now they'll settle back to the back here just before when we get these cars doubled back up, and they'll get waved around, and Temples and Henry will go back to the front on the restart.
That's right, and Philip Temples has been taking these restarts, again, really laying back on that last restart. He's been early on it in the past, and that's how you do good at these short tracks, is you need to keep the guys behind you guessing when are you going to go. If they can't anticipate when you're going to go, that's going to give you a huge advantage. So I don't know if he's going to go early, or if he's going to go late, or if he's going to go somewhere in the middle. He's been changing it up tonight, and I mean, if I'm confused up here in the booth, you could tell that those guys down there in the racetrack are going to be just as confused, thinking about what is he going to do.
Shinosky doing his best Kreskin right back there, and the Ford Mustang pace car is in. Philip Temples, he's on it early again. Goes with the other strategy there, and he still gets away your leader. Nice jump there. There's Henry right on it, man. He is not taking any prisoners right now. There's Shinosky taking a look inside. Henry deep into it. Almost gets on the bumper there at Temples. What a run into the turn there by Henry. Really driving it in there deep, James.
Man, a really tight battle between Donnie Moore and Brian Neff right now. Those guys not giving each other any inches out there on the racetrack, but just good, close, hard racing going on right now. It looks like for the 5th position.
Temples really wants this right now. He is just all over Philip Temples. Temples got a mirror full of Ronald Henry right now. That Lone Star Grill machine looking hot tonight. Looking for a victory. He'd sure love to get one. Philip Temples, though, looking to take it away from him. He still leads this thing. Shinosky, Vern Bradley. Vern Bradley up from 15th up to 4th. Let's go, Vern. Giddy up, buddy.
Yeah, and these guys, man, they are running close. They are right on the bumper of the car in front of them. It's go time, and you can definitely tell these drivers are hungry. They want to win out here tonight, and they are going to try and do anything that they can. And man, some really aggressive moves back here. Brian Neff and Donnie Moore are just going at each other, not giving each other any respect.
It's go time indeed. Just 5 laps to go. Ronald Henry all over Philip Temples, man. Putting the chrome horn to him, trying to get him out of the way. Phil Temples says, no, sir, you won't. Making that bumper really wide right now as he heads down into 3, off of 4, still your leader. Henry just can't get there. 3 laps to go, folks. This one's coming down to the wire. Ronald Henry doing all he can to be a fly in the ointment right now for Philip Temples. On Halloween special here tonight on the Global Sim Racing channel. This one will finish, folks. Here we go. Henry doing everything he can, just can't seem to get there. Philip Temples just got the tongue hanging out on that SK Modified right now. Henry almost getting the chrome horn to him there. Ooh, I got a feeling somebody might get moved. Watch out.
Oh, he's
Almost
tried.
right
He
there.
tried. He's trying to get there.
Ooh, this is going to be fun. White flag lap coming up.
He gets on that outside. Let's see if he can make that work. Oh, drives it in really deep into 1.
Oh, too deep. He left the door open. Shinosky with room to get in there. Henry hanging on, but Philip Temples getting away. Philip Temples,
battle.
your winner. Philip Temples, man, coming home. What a race. Philip Temples, man, Henry manages to hang on to second, but made just a little bit of mistake there. Almost opened the door there for Shinosky to get second, but those three finish on the podium. Philip Temples just runs away with it there at the end. Gets Henry to make a mistake. Great win for Philip Temples. Congratulations, James. That was great, man.
Yeah, a lot of tricks out there tonight, but Philip Temples comes home with the treat. Your winner tonight here on Halloween here in Pensacola, Florida at the Five Flags Speedway. Fantastic battle there. Ronald Henry, he was going for it. Is able to hold on there for second, but got to give the guy credit. He did not want to finish second tonight, and he was going to do everything he could to try and get there.
Man, what a great race here tonight on the Global Sim Racing Channel and iRacing Live here with the Bootleg Outlaw Modified Series. This was a great race tonight. We're going to take a quick break, take a chance to just let this all soak in, folks. Take a look at the screen. We've got some great things coming up we want to show you, but we'll be back in just a moment. We'll see you in a moment. Back here at Five Flags Speedway with the Bootleg Outlaw Modified Series tonight. What a great race. Philip Temples, your winner. We're going to run down this field for you real quick. Philip Temples, he is your winner. First place, starts in 7th, comes all the way up and wins this thing tonight. Ronald Henry on the podium there with him in 2nd. Matt Shinoski brings it home in third tonight on the podium. The number 35, Vern Bradley, can't quite make it all the way to the front, but comes from 15th to finish fourth tonight. Brian Neff, not a bad effort, got in some trouble, able to get back to the fifth place finish. Not going to hurt him too bad in the points. Donnie Moore brings it home sixth tonight. Makes up a little bit of ground, not too much though. Sixth place for Donnie Moore, James.
Yeah, and Ernie Brown will be coming home, your last car on the lead lap tonight. Joe Marks will be your first car, one lap down here in 8th position. John Holcomb will come home in 9th. Matt Mead was running up there earlier on in the event, comes home in 10th, around your top 10. Tim Knott will come home in 11th, and Brad Speidel comes home in 12th, Sean.
Tough night for Tron. The number 13 finishes 13th on Halloween. Coincidence? I think not. Lucas Stinziano, 14th tonight. Tough night for Stinziano. Was on his lid and then out of the race. Chris Wilson in the number 71, 15th. Ralph Connor Jr., 16th. Ryan Edwards Kiss, tough night. Probably won't hold on to the lead tonight. We'll see here in a little bit. But Ryan Edwards Kiss, 17th. Lowell Joel, tough night for Lowell, 50 laps down. He is at the end of the field tonight, 18th. Lowell taking on the Kisser tonight, but I'll tell you what, I'm sure he'll have a great attitude about it and be back next week to kick some butt. But I'll tell you what there, James, we did see a hot one tonight, first one under the lights here, and it was fun. Five Flag Speedway brought some really fast racing. It brought some caution flags too and some pretty wild wrecks. But we've caught up with the guys who really made it happen tonight and fill out our podium. We're going to talk first to our third place finisher, Matt Shinoski. We're going to bring him on here into the booth and chat with him about his finish. Matt, bringing you on in. You got yourself a third place finish tonight. How you feeling on Halloween, buddy?
Oh man, I'm feeling great. That was such a fun race. It was a great racing throughout the whole race, and it was just a blast.
Man, that's one that kind of gets your blood pumping there. I said during the races, it's kind of like your super speedway race almost in these machines, and there was plenty of excitement on those cautions tonight. Cars all over the track and on their lids. Lots of trouble to avoid. How much of it did you have to avoid to get up to third?
Well, luckily for me, I was able to avoid all of it. I think only one of the crashes occurred in front of me, so I didn't have to avoid too much. But it was a little bit of a lull in the middle part of the race, but the way we finished it out was awesome.
Were the tires ever really an issue for you? Or there were just so many cautions and you never really got a chance to burn them up?
No, I didn't really notice the tires really giving up.
Well, that is a third place finish for you tonight. You make it here on Halloween, and heard a bunch of guys talking about how they weren't going to be able to make it last week. But, man, we wind up with 18 cars tonight here at Five Flags. And what are your impressions as we leave Five Flags and we head to Langley next week?
Man, this series just keeps getting more and more competitive. It's going to be tougher and tougher to make it into this top three every week. It's going to be a challenge every week, and Langley's a very challenging track, so I'm looking forward to it.
Well, we look forward to seeing you at Langley, and thanks for coming on in again. Congratulations for getting on the podium tonight. Travel safe, my friend. We'll see you at Langley next week, sir.
All right, Sean, take care.
All right, buddy. All right, and that was Matt Shinoski. I believe James has caught up with Ronald Henry. He comes home in the podium tonight, second place. We bring old Ron down, and James, I believe you, do you see Mr. Henry down there? Have you caught him yet?
Yes, I have caught up with Ronald Henry, your second place finisher tonight. Ronald, very great run for you tonight. Definitely trying to take that shot there on Philip Temples there towards the end. You're able to hold on to second there, but I could definitely tell that you wanted that win tonight. But overall, very fantastic night for you. You're going to come home second and hopefully move up a little bit in those points. Tell us how we got here.
Yeah, that was a blast. I felt that I was quicker than Phil, especially in 3 and 4. But he was not blocking. He was predicting the inside very well, especially coming out of 4. I don't want to use my chrome horn. When I do, it's not on purpose. It was either try a power move on the outside or chrome horn. So I tried to make a power move on the outside there. Coming out of 4, I had a good run on him. So I thought, well, maybe if I can make it stick through 1 and 2, I definitely have a good shot coming out of 3 and 4 again on the last lap, which didn't happen, but it was a blast.
Yeah, and that power move, it definitely was on the outside, drove it hard, and there into turn 1 in that Lone Star Grill SK modified out there tonight. So you were going to use the chrome horn to try and get around there. Was the outside a viable option out there tonight? Could that outside work if you had a little bit more time?
I made it work on restarts a couple of times. I made some nice power moves on the outside to keep my second place. It works, but not for a long time. So I waited till 2 to go. I waited to see if I would have a great run on him coming out of 4, which I did, and that's why I tried it at that time. And that was my only option, really. In sim racing, I don't like using the chrome horn because you can't really feel how hard you hit the guy compared to real life. So it's easy to spin him around. So that's why I don't like using it in the sim racing.
Well, a spooky night here on Halloween. You come home and it definitely a lot of. It almost felt like a full moon race, but I guess it's just the creepiness of Halloween. I mean, did you want that to go a little bit more green there? Because we did seem to have a little bit more of a rash of yellow fever tonight.
Definitely wanted to have long green runs. I think that's where I'm my strongest, and I'm sure that if we would have had more than 10 green laps at the end, I could have probably pressured Phil into making a mistake. I was really on him. Really hard. I was counting on that, but it is what it is. This track, it's a hard track it's a tight track. There's really one really good groove, and if 2 guys are battling for it, well, things are gonna happen.
Well, another great run by you tonight. You've been strong in a couple of races this year, definitely showing a lot of speed. I think that win is going to be just around the corner, especially if you keep finishing up here. Well, Ronald, before we head off and we head to our next race next week, which will be at the Langley Speedway, is that a track that you are excited for?
Oh, yeah. I love every track except Oxford Plains and Concord and Concord, and we've been through these 2 already. So from now to the end, every weekend's going to be a blast. I've had a monkey on my back since the beginning of the season also, and same with my teammate from Can-Am Racing, Brian Neff. So we're fast, but there's always something happening. Well, tonight was a good night for me, though.
Yeah, we joked about that earlier, about the monkey on Brian Neff's back, and sadly that's not a kid in a costume. But a great run by you here tonight, and hopefully that you guys can get rid of those monkeys here soon, and then find yourself in victory lane. Ronald Henry, your second place finisher tonight. Thank you, Ronald.
Well, thank you. Thank you for as well to you guys, and happy Halloween to everyone. Thanks, Lowell, Matt, and see you next week, guys.
All right, and I believe that Sean Ambrose has gone down and caught up with your winner tonight on Spooky Halloween. Philip Temples, your winner tonight at Five Flags Speedway. Sean, have you caught up with him?
I certainly have. Philip Temples, the winner of the Outlaw 75 Halloween special tonight in the All-Star SK Modified number 19. Philip Temples, congratulations on the big win tonight, my friend. How's it feel?
Well, it would feel a little better, but first things first, I need to apologize to Brian Neff for getting into him there. I thought I had a little more room than what I did, and kind of feel bad about that, but we came out on top tonight, and actually that feels pretty good.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's your second win of the night. You knocked one down on the late model series just before. What'd you bring over from the late model that made that SK a success tonight?
Well, I broke my big toe earlier in the week, and I think it just made it heavier on the gas pedal tonight.
Oh man, that's kind of smart. You're driving with a broken big toe, man. That's That's determination. That's guts, sir. Big respect for you. Again, congratulations. Just a big win. I mean, the restarts now, I got to tell you, that second to last restart, you really slowed it down. And I thought maybe if he gets another chance to restart, he's going to do that again. That was the only one you did like that. The rest of them, man, you were just on it, got the jump every time. Is in this series, having a knack for those restarts, is that really important?
Well, it is, but that next to last restart, I actually forgot to shift gears, and I started that in the second gear, and that just allowed the whole field to get all over me. I was kind of glad Ron popped me and got me going there.
Well, okay. So see, there is a story behind everything, and we get it right here in Victory Lane. Again, great night to get it. Welcome to Victory Lane here, and it's a good job. It's a good points night for you. We're halfway through the season. We're heading on to Langley. How's it look for this team? What do you think the All-Star team has left in it here this season?
Well, Langley's a pretty good track for me. It is a lot of follow the leader and just kind of root, and that's my kind of track. So I don't know. We'll have to see how things play out.
Well, you're going to get 14 points for the win tonight. That's going to give you 50 points. That's going to shoot you up the ladder there. Ryan Edwards-Kiss with a tough night. And you might find yourself there up near the top here. Not looking at the final points yet, but that's a really good run for you. Really got to be happy about that here as we get into the second half of the season. Oh, yeah.
Points, every one we get, they help out, but I don't know. I'm in it for the fun, If I finish in the top in points, that's good. If not, then I'm good with that too.
Well, I talked about that during the broadcast. How you guys are all friends, and there's a lot of respect out there. And you said your apologies there to Neff, and I know you two won't be any worse for the wear when we get done here, and probably go have a little bit more fun before the night's over and run another track in another car and get ready for next week. So we look forward to seeing you at Langley, and again, our congratulations out to you on this Halloween special tonight. Congratulations, Philip Temples. Travel safe, my friend. We'll see you next week at Langley.
All right, man. You guys have a good night.
You too, buddy. We'll see you then. Well, James, that just about wraps it up. It's time to put a pretty bow on this Halloween night here in the SK Modified Series, the Bootleg Racing League. It was a really good one tonight. Philip Temples is your winner. Ronald Henry and Matt Shinowski find their way to the podium. Bad luck for some guys tonight. Ryan Edwards-Kiss, as we talked about, finishes in 17th. He'll tumble in the points after that finish. But James, give us your impressions before we head out.
Honestly, this was, even though we did have a lot of wrecks, it was still a very exciting race. I got so pumped, I put my costume back on. I'm going to head back out there. I'm not ready for the night to end just yet. These guys got me excited again. So we're going to go back out and a very fun and eventful race here on Halloween 2015. But something that is going to be really exciting is next week at Langley. Personally, one of my favorite tracks here on the simulator here with iRacing. Such a fun track, and especially with these guys and the racing that they put on, it's going to be very fun to watch them out here next week. And you'll be able to find us here on the Global Sim Racing channel and iRacing Live next week, Saturday night, November the 7th at 9:15 p.m. Eastern. The Bootleg Racing League Outlaw Modified Series will be back here at Langley Speedway underneath the lights.
Okay, and there's always lots going on in the Bootleg Racing League, okay? These guys run all week long. Next week, they're going to be at Langley all week. Starts Tuesday night with the White Lightning Limited Late Model Series. Those guys grid up at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. 50 laps at Langley Speedway. Then Saturday night, it always kicks off with the Whiskey Run Truck Series. Those guys grid at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. They run 50 laps. And then they get in their Crooked Still Late Models. Run that series 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 75 laps, and then they ended up with this race. This race here, live every week, every Saturday night, the Outlaw Modified Series, 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You always join us there. Let's pay some bills and thank some people. Our streaming equipment, iRacing.com, Motorsports Simulation, XSplit, Audio Technica Corporation, Aver Media USA. Additional thanks go out again to the guru, the man who makes it happen with that lens, Dougie Beard. Our music brought to us by Eric Ekholm. Find him at ericekholm.com. Stay up to date with the Global Sim Racing Channel at globalsimracingchannel.com. On Twitter at GSR Channel. Facebook.com/Global Sim Racing Channel. More information about the Bootleg guys, Facebook.com, Bootleg Racing League, and BootlegRacingLeague.com. Folks, it was a great race. We had a great time. Be safe. Until next time, race clean, race hard, and I'll see you on the track.